Hey beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. I have got with me a very special guest. She is very dear to my heart, and this is my wonderful Mama Laura.
Hello. You and how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for coming on my channel. You're actually my first guest. What I'm about to talk about is definitely something I would like to get your perspective. The topic today is pregnancy views comparing boomers and the millennials. So what are your views on pregnancy? Obviously you've gone through childbirth. I just want to ask questions just to get an idea of what it was like for you being pregnant. I've got about 8 questions on my phone, and this is just going to be like a mother and daughter discussion, and I hope you guys enjoy. What was the general attitude towards pregnancy and childbirth during your generation?
So during my generation, the entire family would be happy. But if you're not married, people look at you like a wayward girl. And, it's not very nice if you're not married and you're pregnant during my time, because the extended family, they all just shy away from you, looking at you like a bad child. It can be very bad. But if you're married, you get lots of support from your husband's people, from your mom, your parents. Be so excited expecting her grandchild.
Basically, it was more, a lot of people were very judgmental. I know, like, you had your first child very young.
That's
Like
correct.
20 or 21?
21.
At 21.
Yeah.
And obviously, when I compare to myself, I don't have no kids. And I know you've been on my case. This woman needs to let my womb breathe, guys. And it's a very different time. When I compare, it's like at 21, you already had your first.
Yeah.
And I'm here in my 30s, and I don't even know if kids are in a picture for me, but would think we're still trying to hustle here, guys. Times are different. Would you agree that times are different?
I do agree times are different, but during our time, right? Once you finish your secondary school and probably tertiary education, at about 18 to 21, probably maximum 24, 25, you're expected as a lady to settle down.
Okay.
I think, but now compared to your generation, I think people really want to get independent. They want to have a job, get something doing before they get married. They don't want to be a liability, but this is completely different from our time. You guys want to have a job, have some, which is really good.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing to know that. My mom actually thinks it's good to be, very independent. Would you have done anything different? Would you have wished to have had your baby maybe a little older if you had a chance, or do you think you would have still done the same thing and still have a baby at like 21?
To be honest with you, I would say yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes, in the sense that looking back now at my children and the age I had them, I think I'm blessed, because when I look at them all grown up, and I look healthy and fit as well. I look young for my age.
Yeah, you look beautiful.
Yeah, because but again, I would say no, because I would have really wanted to maybe have another sort of career or whatever before I settled down, but no regrets, because I was married to your dad.
How did societal expectations and norms influence decisions about family planning during your era?
Right, during my era, there wasn't much education, not much enlightenment on family planning. Most women of my age then never knew what was family planning. There wasn't much awareness out there compared to what it is in your time. People just end up having pregnancies without even knowing. You see people having babies under a year and they're already pregnant. They don't even know they're pregnant because there wasn't much education on that.
Would you say there've been any sort of significant difference in the medical care and support available during pregnancy when you were having children compared to today? Obviously, I know you had some of your kids back home in Nigeria, myself included, and you had two of your kids here in the UK. Like,
if I want to compare childbirth and the support I had back home in Nigeria to UK, I think I had better support in Nigeria compared to the UK, because the two children I had here, I mean, the childcare, not being able to actually walk the way you want to walk, they limit you. Back home, you got the whole family around you.
Yeah.
You could just, leave the children for your mother-in-law. You have your mother-in-law, you have your mom, you have everybody around you, you have your brothers and sisters, everyone is just there for you.
Yeah. What advice or wisdom do you have for younger generations about pregnancy and parenthood based on your experiences?
My advice on pregnancy and parenthood would be, first of all, once you know you're pregnant, you just have to reduce your maybe house chores or whatever you strenuous jobs, I would say. Not also stress. You don't have to stress yourself. You need to, rest well, eat well. Also, it's a sort of, it's an experience that you've not had before. So you might have some mixed feelings, because you haven't had a child before. But what I want to advise mothers to be is, it just come. Once you have the child, you just come. I think that's one of the qualities God has deposited in mothers, in a woman. Once your baby comes, you just know how to look after them. And where you think you need support, don't fail to ask for support. Because sometimes, if you don't have enough support after childbirth as well, it could lead to stress or sort of depression. So if you think you can no longer, contain it, that you need help, it's always good to seek help.
One last question. Did you know what you were expecting with pregnancy? Yeah. Because I feel like in as much as pregnancy is seen as this really, beautiful thing, but there are a lot of challenges that comes with being pregnant. And I feel like people don't really talk so much about it, and I feel like people just look at the really beautiful aspect to pregnancy. Like, a lot of people getting pregnant actually have got these expectations and they're so shocked, like, oh my gosh, my mom never told me this, my auntie never told me this, my grandma never told me this. It was just like, yo, just have a baby. But obviously being in a profession and I see so much, it kind of like makes me more aware. And even if I do decide to have kids, I am much more emotionally, mentally prepared, and I've got the knowledge. So what did you think you kind of had the knowledge, or you just went with it because that was what society sort of...
I would say with my first child, I never really know what I was going into. Yeah. Because with pregnancy itself, you have lots of changes in your body.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't really sleep well, and then the early morning sicknesses and all that, vomitings and all the stuff.
Yeah.
I never knew that would come my way.
Yeah.
But when they started, my mother-in-law had to let me know that these are signs of pregnancy.
Yeah.
And of which, with time, I got used to it with, the other pregnancies.
Yeah.
But also with after birth, there are some things I wasn't really expecting, like sleepless nights. Sometimes the baby is crying, you can't really sleep again the way you want. So I think with the first child, I wasn't expecting a lot of what I went through, like sleepless nights, not being able to sleep during the pregnancy, and even after birth of the baby, you can't sleep the way you want. The baby is crying when you really need your sleep. But again, I think with time, you just get used to it, because again, you want to give the best you can to your child. But after the first child, when you have subsequent pregnancies, then you know what you're expecting. because you've already experienced it in the first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you know that, oh, this baby, maybe 2 a.m. I want to sleep. This baby's going to cry.
You're more
so you get
prepared.
prepared. So if the baby is sleeping in the afternoon, then you have to find a way to sleep as well. Because you don't want the baby to be awake and then you're feeling sleepy. You know? So I think that's it. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you guys for watching. So if you found this content very useful, please like, subscribe, comment. I want to know about topics you guys would like to see on this channel. Until next time, peace and love. Stay safe. Mwah.